We kind of got a reality check when he got in his crash in Dallas, and we started realizing, you know, this really is a dangerous sport. Anything can happen, and it was kind of scary, but it's just the job that my dad loves to do, and you know, anything that we say to him wasn't really gonna ever stop him. And he always says, you know, even if he gets hurt in the car, he's like, it doesn't matter, it's what I love and it's what I'm always gonna be doing.
Right after Eric's accident, John stopped all competition on all the cars, and he said, we have got to find out what we can do to protect the drivers better. So we made some changes, missed a race, widened the roll cage, came up with a much improved padding scenario, and introduced all that into the cars. Well, in John's accident, that padding was in place, and his accident, the damage to the chassis was actually quite a bit more severe than Eric. His tire failure wasn't of the same type because the sidewall of the tire did not come off of the rim and create the oscillation that Eric's car saw. But nevertheless, the car broke in two, similar to Eric's, and whether it was divine intervention, the car just landed exactly in the only place it could land to preserve both arms and legs. How and why, nobody to this day even understands how that could happen like that. But the padding and all those innovations that we did there, we feel like saved his life.
All I remember was watching it on the TV screen, and it was such a strange thing because I was like seeing the crash and then looking up and seeing the rest of the crash happen right in front of us, his car coasting down to the sand trap. And I just remember running out to the sand trap, and I thought for sure I would get in trouble, but nobody's ever yelled at me because I ran right out onto the track and to the car. And it was just the most shocking moment I think, hopefully, I will ever have in my life. I got to the car and he wasn't in it. And I've never seen a funny car that the driver was not in. It was just a crazy moment. And I just remember looking back up the track, and I saw Kenny's car was kind of coasting down to the side, and there was just debris everywhere. And I just remember being like, I didn't know where to go. I didn't know if he was in a million different pieces. I mean, it was just a bad, horrible moment. But I just started making my way back up the track, and fortunately, somebody, I don't even know who it was, I think it was one of the medics or somebody came on a golf cart and they had me jump on and they took me up there, and I was lucky that when I got to him, he was yelling, of course, already, yelling at everybody about everything, and it was just the best feeling in the world because I didn't have to wait very long to know. It was like as soon as we got there, I was like, okay, he's conscious, he's yelling, he might be pretty broken up and badly injured, but at least we knew that he was speaking very loudly.
Doctor said he probably wouldn't walk and he would definitely never be racing again. And he was in a wheelchair. And my dad, I saw my dad in the therapist every single day for hours and at the gym, just trying to do anything to get back to where he used to be because he was motivated and he wanted to hop back into his race car. And that's probably the best lesson I've ever learned from my dad. If you want something bad enough, you could go for it and you could do it as long as you have the determination and motivation to do that. And he never gave up. He knew what he wanted. He wanted to hop back in his race car and he went for it. And here he is racing again.
We're not going to let Eric's life be spent in vain. His life's going to count for something, and it's in the safety of that race car. It's up to us to make sure that happens.
It was really funny. Bazemore was there, Tony Pedregon was there. I mean, all these buddies of Dad's that they constantly are on the track, you know, against each other, and yet they all were showing up at this hospital. There was like a ton of us in this room, and it was like, oh, so you guys have a soft spot for Dad. You could see that, but it was nice to see everybody there. And then we became locals to Dallas, Texas for a month, and it was actually, as strange as it sounds, it was a really fun time. When I think back, all of our family was together. It was like there was nothing else existed outside of our little world in the hospital.
And after Ashley saw her father go through that horrible wreck and the recovery that he had to do, she came back and she jumped right back in that race car and she performed. She wasn't scared at all. She's very tough. She told us she was confident in us that we would give her a safe car. We did our best, and she got right back in there and did a phenomenal job.
The thing that we have to remember here in all this is what's being done here. I'm just a very, very, very small part of that. If the whole effort was a 5-gallon pail of sand, I would be 1 grain of sand in that bucket. Austin Coyle, Bernie Federley, Jimmy Prock, Guido, Ron, all the people that work on these race cars have input in what we do. And it's something that we'll do today that will live on for generation after generation after generation.